إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثات بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وإنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين. I'd like to welcome you all for continuation of our review classes for the book مختصر منهاج القاصدين, this methodology of the seekers by Imam Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi rahmatullah alayh. This is the sixth class. This is a new chapter concerning Kitab al-Zakah, book of Zakah. تفضل.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Book of Zakah. Zakah is one of the pillars of Islam, and Allah the Exalted has mentioned it along Salah, saying, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and establish the Salah and give Zakah. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 43. As for the types of Zakah and the reasons for it becoming obligatory, these are well known in the books of fiqh, and we shall mention only its conditions and manners. So its condition includes that one give only that which is mentioned in the text and not give its value instead, according to the most correct opinion. This is because those who allowed giving its value did so only for the sake of filling the need, and filling the need is not the sole aim of zakat, although it is part of it, as the Sharia obligations are of three types. The first type is that which is purely an act of worship, such as stoning the Jamrah during Hajj. So the aim of the Sharia here is to test the servant's submission by his performing that act whose reason he does not comprehend. That which is comprehended by the mind is supported and called to naturally. So pure servitude is not displayed by carrying it out, as opposed to what we've mentioned. The second type is the opposite of the first, that which the aim of is not servitude. Rather, the aim is filling the rights of the servants, such as repaying debt and returning wrongfully taken property. Thus, the intention and means of action are not taken into consideration. Rather, however the right is delivered to its companion, the aim is then achieved and the Sharia obligation is fulfilled, i.e., as long as that does not lead to oppressing anyone else. As for the third type, then it is that which combines both aspects and in which both testing the servant and upholding the rights are intended. So it includes the servitude of stoning the Jamrah and the duty of fulfilling the rights. It is not proper that the more subtle of the two aim, which is that of servitude, as perhaps it is more important of the two. Zakah is of this type, for the right of the poor is that his needs be fulfilled, and the rights of servitude is the aim of the Sharia in the following division. Zakat becomes similar to Salah and Hajj, and Allah knows best. New section, considering the internal manners related to Zakat. You should know that there are certain duties upon the seeker of the hereafter in regards to his giving Zakat. The first duty is that he should understand the aim of zakah, which is threefold: to test the one who claims to love Allah by ordering him with spending that which is beloved to him, to purify him of the destructive quality of miserliness, and to allow him to show thanks for the blessing of wealth. The second duty is giving it in secret, due to that being farther from showing off and seeking fame, and as giving it openly humiliates the poor person receiving it. If he fears being accused of not giving it, he should give it to those poor people who do not worry about that publicity, and give it to others than them in secret. The third duty is that he should not ruin that giving salah by reminder and harm, as this may occur when a person sees himself as having done good to the poor and shown favor in giving zakat. But if he were to look carefully, he would see that the poor person has done good for him by accepting the right that Allah obliged, which is a source of purification for him.
What is the first? Where is that he said thirdly?
The third duty is that he should not ruin should not ruin giving zakah by reminding and harm.
Okay.
And this may occur when a person sees himself as having done good.
Okay.
Then if, on top of this, he senses that giving zakat is thanks for the blessing of wealth, there will not remain any sense of transaction between himself and the poor person. And he should not look down at the poor person because of his poverty, as excellence is not attained by having wealth, nor is lowliness determined by its absence. The fourth duty is to belittle that which is given. For truly the one who is impressed with a deed is conceited by that. It has been said that good is not fully attained except with three qualities: by belittling the good, by being prompt with performing it, and by covering it up. The fifth duty is to seek the most permissible wealth and the best and most beloved to him. As for it being permissible, Allah is good and only accept that which is good. And as for it being from the best wealth, Allah the Exalted has said, وَلَا تَيَمَّمُوا
الْخَبِيثَ مِنْهُ تُنْفِقُونَ.
And do not seek the repulsive of it, spending that. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 267. And it is proper to observe two things in that regard. The first is Allah's right over him by glorifying him, for he is the one who has the most right that the good be chosen for him. And truly, if a person were to forward cheap food to his guest, his heart would be furious with that. Secondly, he should observe the right of his own soul, for that which he sends forth is that which he will find tomorrow on Qiyamah. So it is proper that he choose the best for himself, and as for being from what is beloved to him, then Allah says, of which the meaning is, you will never attain piety until you spend of that which you love. This is from Surah Ali Imran, verse number 92.
This is very important point, 3 lines back. He said, ولو أن الإنسان قدم إلى ضيفه طعاما رديئا لأوغر صدره. If one of you present a bad or a spoil or a low quality of food for his guest, you understand, this will be irritating and disturbing. Okay, it will be disturbing you. So that means your sadaqah that you're giving, you are presenting something for Allah. So you're supposed to get the best to present it. From a human being to human being, okay, how is your host, how is your guest will view you? And how do you feel about yourself? You always try to give the best, you understand? So what about dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yeah. Yeah. And Ibn Umar?
And if Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu loved something a lot, he would give it in charity.
Listen to this.
If he loved it a lot, he'd give it away.
You see? Yeah. If we love something, that we make sure that stay more with us. But how the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with them, when their love grows to something, because it knows that this love, it can hurt you, okay? So he will try to get rid of it and give it to us for Allah's sake, okay? Yeah, because you could not reach to righteousness, this high degree, unless you what? You spend from what you love, not from what is extra or what you don't need, but it's spending from what you love. This is something different. Yeah. And Ibn Umar?
And if Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu loved something a lot, he would give it in charity. It is reported that he arrived at Al-Juhfa tired, and he said, "Truly I desire some fish." So his family sought after some fish, but did not find except for one fish. So his wife took it and cooked it and presented it to him. Then a poor person arrived, so Ibn Umar said to him, "Take it." So his wife said to him, "Subhanallah, you have tired us because of it, and we had food other than it." So he said, "Truly Allah, Abdullah loves it." And it is also reported that a beggar came to the door of Al-Rabi'a ibn Haytham. So he said, "Give him sugar." So it was said, "If we give him bread, it is better for him." He, Al-Rabi'a, said, "Woe to you, give him sugar, for truly Al-Rabi'a loves sugar."
Because I love the sugar, so give it to him. See, same thing like I understand that you have two containers of ice cream. One is food line type and one chunky monkey. Okay? So now when the brother come,
You give him the best.
yeah,
Give him the best.
I say, brother, give him some of this food line
Chunky monkey.
brand, okay?
Chunky monkey.
Keep the chunky monkey for myself. This is what I love.
Give it away.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
This is a high rank. You understand how people discipline themselves and really have to seek Allah in reality. Yeah. Okay?
The sixth duty is to seek those who increase the value of his zakat, and they are the elite from amongst the 8 groups designated for zakat. They have certain attributes, the first of which is piety. So he should single out the pious for zakat, for by that he returns their words to being for Allah alone. Amr bin Abdullah bin Az-Zubayr used to select the worshippers for zakat while they were in prostration, and bring a sack containing dinars and dirham and put it next to their shoes, so that without sensing his status. So it was said to him, "What prevents you from sending it to them?" So he said, "I dislike that one of their faces should change when looking at my envoy or meeting me." The second characteristic is knowledge, for giving zakat to the alim helps him in his knowledge and spreading the religion, and thus strengthen the Sharia. The third is that he should be amongst those who see the blessings as coming from Allah alone, and does not turn his attention to the causes except in as such as that is encouraged in showing thanks. As for the one who is given to lavishing praise when given, so too he will most likely find fault when denied. The fourth is that he be of those who hide their poverty and cover up their needs, withholding from complaint, as in Allah's statement in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 273, of which the meaning is, "The ignorant consider them to be rich to their continence."
So that means, you understand, some people that you see them, you could not tell them they are poor, because they have self-esteem. They did not go and beg. They did not show their needs for the people. Okay? So you're supposed to be searching for this kind of people, because it says that the person does not mean ignorant, that he's stupid. No. That means he is not, okay, familiar with them. He's not, you understand, interacting with them. He could not tell. But they are poor, but they are not showing that they are in need. And
these,
those,
and these people do not come to the knowledge of the giver except after searching for them and asking the people of each area about those who have this attribute. The fifth is that he should have a family or be restrained by illness or a debt, for such a person is among those who are besieged, and giving zakah lifts the siege on him. The sixth is that he be amongst one's relatives and blood kin, for giving charity to them is both charity and a means of keeping tithe. Anyone who has two or more of these qualities, then giving him is better according to how many he has.
So that means you understand, try to consider the poor and the needy people among your relatives more than the other people. Okay?
Relatives first.
Yes. Why? Because it say, but not the people that you are in charge of them, like your children, your wife, because zakah is not permissible for them. But we're talking about some people related to you, down in the family. Okay?
Grandchildren.
You may call grandchildren, okay?
Cousins.
Cousins, and you are not Islamically obligated to be supporting them. So because this charity or this zakah will be a double reward for you. Will be one means as a zakah and the other mean as keep the family ties. Yeah. Okay, new chapter.
New section concerning the manners of the taker. It is necessary that the one receiving the zakah be from one of the 8 specified groups, and he has several duties in that regard. The first is to understand that Allah only made giving the zakah to him obligatory so as to remove his worries and make his worries a single worry, i.e. seeking Allah's pleasure. The second is to thank the giver and make dua for him and mention him with the good. This should be in accordance with what is necessary in thanking the cause, for truly, whoever does not thank the people does not thank Allah, as is mentioned in a hadith. Thankfulness is completed by not looking down on what is given, even if it is a little, nor criticizing it. The taker should also cover up whatever shortcomings are present in what is given, just as it is the duty of the giver to belittle that which is given, it is upon the taker to exalt it. And this does not contradict seeing the blessing as being from Allah, for the one who does not seek the means as a means is ignorant, and what is denounceable is seeing the means as the origin. The third duty is to look at that which is given to him. If it is not from what is permissible, he should not take it in the first place. And if it is from something doubtful, he should refrain from it unless his affair becomes restricted. So, the one whose wealth is mostly permissible giving zakat, and it is not known that the wealth being given, has a specific owner. The ruling is that he should give it in zakat, and it is permissible for the poor person to take the amount which he needs if his affairs is restricted and cannot find anything pure. The fourth duty is to avoid doubt in regards to how much he takes. He should only take what is permissible for him and not take more than he needs. So if he is a debtor, he should not take more than the value of his debt. And if he is a soldier, he should not take anything except what he needs for jihad. If he takes due to poverty, he should only take what he needs and not what is beyond his need. All of this returns to his reasoning, and piety lays in avoiding the doubtful. The ulama have differed concerning the level of wealth that prevents one from taking the zakat, and the correct opinion is that he should have enough to suffice him in a continual manner, whether from trade, industry, renting land, or other than that. If he has almost enough, he may take what makes it enough, and if that is not the case, he may take what he needs, and he should take only what is enough for a year and no more. The reason for limiting it to a year is that when that time passes, the time for taking comes again, and if he takes more than that, he makes things hard upon the poor other than himself. New section concerning the excellence of voluntary sadaqah. As for the excellence of sadaqah, it is well known, and from that is the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, which is reported by Al-Bukhari, that the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, which of you loves the wealth of his inheritors more than his own wealth? They, the companions, said, O Allah's Messenger, there is none of us except that his own wealth is more beloved. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, then truly his wealth is that which he sent forth from the hereafter, for the hereafter. And the wealth of his inheritors is what he kept back. And it is reported in the two Sahih from Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever gives sadaqah with whatever is equal to a single date from pure wealth, and nothing raises up to Allah except the pure, then Allah will accept that which his right hand and then cultivate it, just as one of you cultivates his coat until it is like a mountain.
Colt?
Yeah, a coat would be a horse.
Horse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
small pony.
Okay. Pony. Okay. The hadith.
And in another hadith in Tirmidhi, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, truly sadaqah extinguishes the anger of the Lord and prevents an evil death. In another hadith from At-Tabarani, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, give sadaqah, for truly sadaqah is your ransom from the hellfire. And in the Sahih of Muslim from Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, sadaqah does not reduce wealth. And Aisha radiyallahu anha reported that they slaughtered a sheep.
Wait. Okay. Okay, if you distinguish the anger of Allah, after this say missing paragraph.
Extreme anger of Allah. Okay.
After this make a note there, paragraph is missing. Aisha?
Okay.
Reported
And
from
Aisha radiyallahu anha reported that they slaughtered a sheep. So the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what is left of it? She said, nothing is left of it except for its shoulder. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, all of it is left except for its shoulder. As for the best sadaqah, Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu said, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Write again that there is a missing. Okay. A missing lines. Few lines missing. Okay.
As for the best sadaqah, Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu said, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, which sadaqah is best? He said, to give sadaqah while you are in a state of health and stinginess, fearing poverty and hoping for wealth, and do not delay until the soul reaches the throat, and then you say that this is for so and so, and this is for so and so, and it was already for so and so. This is reported in the two Sahih. As for the manner of sadaqah, they are the same as those of zakat.
جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. الله المزبست.
الله أكبر والله أكبر. الله أكبر والله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن